Boy, gee, what a great introduction. I couldn't have written it better myself. Great crowd, great crowd, great crowd. You know, I called home last night, and my wife wasn't home. And I asked her, where are you? You know, the car's not here. She says, I'm outside. I got 3 flat tires. I say, 3 flat tires? What happened to the 4th? She said, oh, the 4th is in the water, in the lake. I said, what's it doing in the lake? She said, with the rest of the car. I said, why didn't you tell me from the outset? She said, I thought 3 flat tires, you wouldn't get mad. No, seriously, I love my wife, and Toastmasters makes me think of marriage. You start with the icebreaker, and you really are nervous. Then you can become a little competent, and you learn to get to the point. Use vocal variety and persuasive skills. And then after about 50 years of marriage, you get what's called distinguished Toastmaster. Well, that's where I am in Toastmasters. You know, I'm so happy that I'm not giving a speech tonight, and the people who are going to follow, they'll probably put you to sleep, but I'll come back and I'll wake you up. No, my speech is divided into 3 parts. There's an introduction, there's a big body, and then there's a very, very, very brief conclusion. So you better be ready for the conclusion. My wife thinks that I have a second love, and that is Toastmasters. She thinks I'm a really terrible speaker, and my son even more so. My wife, she says, you know, this Toastmasters stuff, it's all over the place, it's everywhere. It's just, I think you're crazy. I said, I beg your pardon? I'd like a second opinion. She says, you're also getting fatter. She told me, you know, the last time we went on vacation, she said, for the next 7 days, I think you should run 5 miles every single day. So, 7 days later, I called home and I said, I'm 35 miles from home. Now, what do you want me to do now? So exercise and, you know, being in good health is very important. I went to see the doctor, and the doctor says, you know, you have a bad heart. By the time you reach 98, you'll probably die of heart disease. I came home and I told my wife, and she said, here, have a cigarette. No, to tell the truth, I started to see a psychiatrist. I told my wife. And she told me, to tell you the truth, I'm seeing a psychiatrist, 2 plumbers, and the electrician. You know, my wife and I, we met, you've heard this before, we met in New York City. Times were tough. We lived in a really rough neighborhood, the Bronx. You know, we moved in, and I asked the policeman, how far to the subway? He said, I don't know. No one's ever made it. They put down new sidewalk where we live, and I just love the feel of cold cement. I put my hand in. The next day I came back, I put my other hand in, and another hand reached out and grabbed mine. Really rough neighborhood. The neighborhood is so tough that when I close the windows at night, undoubtedly I close the window on someone else's fingers. I remember on our first date with my wife, it was a great date. We went to the ballet, except she forgot the sandwiches. You know, my wife, she thinks I'm the worst cook in the world. The worst cook in the world. We got a new blender, and the first night we had chocolate mousse all over the ceiling.